What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be talking about my immigration process. I got a lot of questions on my social media asking me to please do an update on my last immigration video, so this is what I'm going to be doing today. So if you are ready to know the whole process and how it all went down for me, then just keep on watching. I'm going to go over my whole situation, go a little bit over my story. I know I talked about it in the previous video, but I'm just gonna do a little short recap about it right now. So basically, I was not born here. I was born in Mexico. I came here in 1999, which is basically 20 years ago. I came here 20 years ago. I was 4, about to be 5 years old when I got here. And a key point about this whole thing and how I was able to fix papers or become legal so quick, or in such a quick process, is because I came here legally. So I was brought here with a tourist visa. That tourist visa lasted for 10 years. So thanks to my dad that he got me and my siblings and my mom a visa. So we came here legally, and we were obviously here legal for 10 years. We were able to go back and forth and visit and stuff. So in 2009 is when my visa expired. So after that, I believe that I was illegal for a little bit, and being illegal here, or feeling like you're not welcomed, or feeling like you're in such a hard situation in which you can't even talk about it, like, to think about it, like, I think back to those moments and I was embarrassed to talk about that. Embarrassed only because I felt like people were going to judge me because I wasn't born here, because I didn't have papers, because I wasn't able to travel, because, you know, I was just scared of people being racist about it. So it's a hard time, definitely if you're going through it, if you don't have papers, if you're not legal here, just don't lose hope. It's very hard, I know, but one way or another, hopefully, praying God that you guys will get through this too. How I mentioned, my visa expired in 2009, and I do not remember when DACA came along, but basically when Obama was president, he came out with the Deferred Action, also referred as DACA, which allowed students and workers to be able to get a social security, to be able to have some type of documentation for you to be here legally, or being able to work here legally, or go to school. There was like certain requirements you had to have in order to be able to get the DACA. So I had the DACA, and you had to renew it every 2 years, and I had it for about, I think, 4 years, and it was a blessing. You know, I was able to get a job at the bank even with the Deferred Action. So you can pretty much get a job anywhere with that. So if you have that, please take advantage of it. Go to school, or work, do whatever you need to do, just because you're able to do it with that, you know, take advantage of that. And basically my whole situation got a little bit better, obviously, when I got married. So my husband is a US citizen. He was obviously born here, and he was able to request documentations for me, or request papers for me. So how it happened was, obviously, we got married. We got married because we wanted to get married and we were gonna have a baby. We didn't get married for the purpose of getting papers. So I do want to make that clear, just because last video I obviously got a lot of racist comments and stuff, and I know I will probably get them in this video as well, but it's okay. Basically, I got married. we filed for papers after being married. And how it works is you go to a lawyer. So I didn't need a lawyer for my whole process. Like, I didn't need to go to court or nothing like that, but I did need a lawyer to fill out my documentation, to my applications to become a resident of the United States. We did have to pay that lawyer. I don't remember the exact fees, and I don't know if I have that anywhere, but basically the total was like $5,000, and that included paying the lawyer. That included what you need to pay in order to get your papers and pay immigration and all that. So $5,000 might sound like a lot, might not sound like a lot, but for something like this, it was definitely worth it. We filed for papers. We went to this lawyer, and they helped us fill the papers, because I know that you can go online and print these papers out yourself and fill them out. But when it comes to a situation like this, I totally recommend you to go to a lawyer for them to fill these papers out for you, because you don't want to mess anything up. So if you mess anything up, obviously they're going to return your papers or return the documentation or anything like that, and you don't want anything to slow you down. So that is another recommendation. Have a professional fill it out for you, because they know what you need, they know everything that they require. And we filled out their documentation, we paid, we sent the checks that need to go to immigration and all that. And after that, the next thing is waiting for fingerprints. So we got the letter right away after we sent out the papers saying, we received your application and we are reviewing it. So after that, it feels a little good. It feels good whenever they receive it and you get notice from them saying that they received your papers. So after that, you're waiting to get fingerprints done. And then basically I was pregnant through this process, and I was not receiving my fingerprint appointment. So I was a little nervous, because you cannot miss these appointments. So if you have work, if you have whatever it is, that can wait. Like, you cannot miss the appointments when it comes to the immigration interview, the fingerprints, or anything like that. So I was scared that I was going to be in labor and like my appointment's going to be the next day or something, and I'd be over there pushing out Sebastian. But luckily no. Luckily it was actually a couple of days before I was going into labor. So I did the fingerprints. You go to whichever facility they tell you to go to, you show your ID, you show the letter that they sent you, and you do fingerprints, pictures, all kinds of stuff. And it's a pretty quick process because it's all appointments. And after that, obviously they have to like check your background, your record, through your fingerprints and all that. And next thing after that comes the interview. So the interview is obviously you and your husband or whoever is filing papers for you. You guys have to go there. We took Sebastian because people recommended that taking your baby would help. I don't know. But we took him. We had nowhere else to leave him regardless. So we took Sebastian. And preparing for the interview, I'm going to talk a little bit about that. To your interview, they send you a form telling you exactly when the interview is, and they tell you what they'll need from you. So what I did is I got a folder filled with all the application that my lawyer sent out. I asked them to print copies. Like, they should always give you copies regardless. So I put that, a whole bunch of that, put that in a folder very nicely. And then I also had an album of pictures. So believe it or not, taking pictures of everything, every little thing you do helps. So take pictures at birthday parties, take pictures at your wedding, take pictures at your engagement, take pictures at the birth of your baby, take pictures when you're having dinner at the table at night. Like, take pictures of everything, because anything would help, anything will help. And knowing dates such as when you guys met, when did you guys get engaged, when did you guys do this, getting to know your family, because they might ask you things such as like, what are his siblings' names? What are her siblings' names? What are her parents' names? Like things like that, you know? I've heard of crazy things that they've asked in these interviews. So just be prepared, and obviously don't be scared, because it's nothing out of blue moon, like nothing you're not gonna know. Like it's daily day things where like you know these things. I know his brother's name, you know, like stuff like that. So just be prepared for the interview. So I had an album filled with pictures of everything, of all special occasions and just random pictures. Also, if you have bank accounts, if you have a rental lease, if you have a car together, if you have insurance together, like anything you can think of, put it in there. Even if it might look like it's not important, like a gym membership that you guys have together, like get proofs of every single thing you can of you guys being together. That way you guys have proof that this is not fake, because apparently people get married just to get papers, you know, and you want to prove that that's not your case if that's not your case. So the day of the immigration appointment came and we got all ready. So I recommend you dress nice with a your husband dresses with a suit, a tie, you know, you dress very professional. Ugh, can't talk. Just so you look like you're going to an interview, you know. And basically you go in there and they call your name. You go to an office with whoever's going to interview, and luckily the person who interviewed us was very, very nice. And they have conversations with you in which they randomly ask you questions, and you know, it's easy going. It's like a conversation. Luckily, when it came to our case, like he knew right there and then, like we were real, like we were being serious about this. We were not married for the purpose of papers, but we actually had a family, and he was requesting me to get papers because it would help me ongoing, like going on forward. So I'm trying to see if I remember like actual questions that they asked, but it was kind of questions like, where did you guys meet? What are his parents' names? Stuff like that. Nothing crazy. So right there and then after the interview, it's like super quick. You're not even in there for like more than 30 minutes, so it's pretty quick. And then right there and then they tell you like whether you get approved or if you don't get approved. So when he told me, oh, you're approved, I can't even explain probably like what I felt at that moment, because it was like something that I've been struggling with for so many years. It's finally over. It's finally, I feel free. I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders, because I don't have to worry about, am I going to get deported? Am I going to struggle to get this job? Am I going to struggle to keep working here? Am I going to struggle telling people about my situation? Are they going to judge me? Anything like that, you know? At that moment, I felt like I was free. And yeah, that's what it feels like, you know? It feels good. It feels really good. And after that, obviously, the green card comes. So when my green card came in the mail, it just felt real. It just felt amazing. I am now a United States resident. And obviously they give you like 2 years probation or something like that, just to see if they do want to keep you with your residence, you know. But everything's just going smooth after this. Everything should be good. So I did get some questions on my Instagram, and mainly they were all like basically the same questions over and over. So one of the questions was, how long was my process? My process was only 6 months. So from when I applied to the point where I received my residence card was only a total of 6 months. I know a lot of people take a lot longer. I know a lot of you guys messaged me saying you guys have been going through this process for many years and still have not heard anything. But my process was so quick, and I go back to where I came here legally. It was so quick because I was brought here with a visa. I was brought here legally, so it helps. It helps so much. All of my family who have came here legally have fixed in a matter of 6 months, and it's only because we didn't come here illegally. None of us, or I didn't have to leave to Mexico. And a lot of people have to go out of the country to do like pedir perdón, but I didn't have to do that because I was brought here as a minor, obviously not knowing what was going on, and two, they brought me here legally. So that is the key term of why I fixed papers so quick, according to me, according to what I see. And another question was, did I have to leave to Mexico? No, I didn't. So I didn't have to go. I was here the whole process. And also, you guys asked me information of the lawyer, or if I had to have a lawyer this whole time through the whole process. And again, I didn't have to have a lawyer. I only got a lawyer to fill out my papers just because I wanted everything to be very smooth and perfect when it came to the documentation. And I'm trying to think of what other questions there was, because it was a couple of days that I posted it, a couple of days back. A lot of you guys asked me questions on my DMs, and unfortunately I have not gotten to all of them yet. But if you guys have any questions, because I've been obviously rambling and just talking about what I remember, if you guys have any questions that I've might have missed, anything that you guys feel like I could have talked about or anything, just please put it down below in the comments. I would love to go in the comments and answer questions, and that way everybody can see them in case I missed anything. Most of you guys that are not here fully like legal or have DACA, please don't feel discouraged. Have hope. One way or another, you guys are gonna make it someday, and you guys will be able to feel free the way I feel, you know, that weight lifted off your shoulders. I really pray that you guys can feel that way and get to that point someday. And I know it's hard to even talk about it, but I wish more people actually talked about this topic. I know we get a lot of racist comments and stuff like that, but it's okay, you know, it's okay to talk about it. A lot of people want to be informed, a lot of people want to have questions, and other people's situations might help somebody else, you don't know. So please talk about it. If you guys want to have conversations with me in the comments, please do so. As soon as I post this video, I'll be happy to go on there and respond to all of them. That way we can talk more about the subject and just know that you're not alone. Also, I am going to put on the description box information about the person who helped me fill out my documentations. You guys can reach out to them, and I'm sure that they can help you. Again, they did not help me legally in court or anything like that, because I didn't need to go to any of that, but they did help me fill out my paperwork, and I'm sure they can help a lot of you guys if you guys live like in Northern California. I will put their information down below. I also know of an amazing lawyer that helped out my sister as well, and he is in Illinois, I believe, Illinois. So I will also try to put his information down below in the description box. That way you guys can give him a call, even if you just need advice about your situation. Obviously you can reach out to them and see what kind of advice they can give you, or what your next step is, whether it's for you or a family member. Okay, but thank you so much for watching this video. I hope I got to the point. I hope I explained how everything went through. And again, if I missed anything, please put it down below so I can answer it for you guys, okay? Thank you, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!